Okay, so we're here again, and this time we are here for the solo act. Professor Schwanz, Professor D. Schwanz, and the D stands for
Stands for
D.
D. It's my name, D. D. Shvantz. Professor
So-
D. Shvantz. Sort of a gnome, sort of a halfling. Nobody can really tell for sure, but he's is the professor. So it teach you some lessons, and you'll owe me a favor.
sort of a gnome, sort of a halfling, maybe a human with a glandular disorder. Who knows? Either way, he's pasty, old, and Jewish.
Hey, hey, hey. That's a good thing.
I didn't say it was bad. So today we're going to
Fair.
rewind. We're going to rewind time a little bit, and we are going to go back to when everybody was standing in line and waiting to get into the town of Turtle Bay.
Hmm.
Now, at this point, you're outside of Turtle Bay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's a very long line. You are in line. There's a few families. There's a family behind you, and it's all leading up to a group of guards with a bunch of chests in the front, and they're taking
Mm-hmm.
weapons from people, placing them in the chest. They're
Yep.
taking names, registering people. Um, you get the sense that there's something big about this event, Turtle Fest. There's something big and important that is going on there.
All right. All right.
Uh,
I stay with the group, and I stay very quiet and just stay behind everyone. But I attempt to enter the Turtle Bay along with everybody else.
okay, and as you're waiting, uh, there's something seems strange to you. It's you can't put your finger on it. You guys just killed a bunch of guys and rolled them off of a cliff. Uh,
Yeah.
you rolled out over here with a little girl and a turtle, and you're all hanging out. But for some reason, the good professor, or at least he would call himself a good
Uh,
professor,
which one's he?
he feels a little on edge, like something is tickling the back of his neck. The hairs are standing
I reach
on
for my
end.
grasshopper to see if it's on the back of my neck.
There's nothing there. It's just that sense that there's something is afoot.
I look around for my grasshopper.
It's on your head where it
Oh,
usually is.
there
Kind
you
of.
are, you little scamp. Don't scare me like that.
And
All
it
right, all
gives
right.
you it gives you its little chirp, and you know that it's it's cozy up there in your head.
Nevertheless, I open my collar just by my neckline, and I say, "Crawl in. It's going to be a little more dangerous around here."
Okay, so
Get inside.
it jumps into to your collar,
Cool, cool.
and it's a little strange because it's alive, but it's a little cold, almost like
Mm,
stone.
mm-hmm. Well, it's at least now I know where he is. So when
Now,
we when
eventually, you guys get up to the front of the line.
mhm.
They ask you a few questions. The guy at the front asks you for your name. He asks everybody, but he asks you as well. Uh, and so he goes through and Tanizin and everybody. They each give their names, and then he goes, "And yourself."
uh, Robert Pattinson, and I rolled a 7.
Okay.
Nice.
What? Do you know the guy? I just made them up.
Uh, do you say that?
Well, I assume that was possibly because I'm still in line with the group, so maybe that's something that Ginsu might have heard. Oh, excuse me, Tanizin.
So the guy, you say that, and the guy's like, okay, two T's.
That's right.
Okay, and he writes it in the book, and he asks you, do you have any weapons on you? Anything
Oh,
like that?
he pats his vest and his pants and his pockets, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I just have this walking stick," and he pulls out the one club that I got from the robbers. It's a walking stick, and I start using it to just to keep myself going. I don't pretend to have a limp. I just use the stick.
Now, it definitely looks like a club. It's basically a baseball bat, right?
I mean, in the right hand. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look like I'm going to be beating anyone over the shoulders, son?
Regardless, sir, do you need it to keep yourself up, or
I,
was that just for the trip here?
I have very bad balance, and I lie. I have very bad balance. It helps me stay sturdy.
Okay. And he goes, all right, well, because you are a little bit older looking,
Oh, thank you. So
And,
kind of you. May the dead God smile upon your family.
and he, with that, he waves you guys in, and he says, well, enjoy Turtle Fest. It's going to be a good one this year.
And with that, I start to just kind of fall to the back of the group since everybody's eyes start to get big. I assume as they're all. I know there's the little girl who's very excited, and Mandy is just as adorably excited. And
And actually, everybody's pretty excited. And
hey,
Dandil's really pumped to get some turtle soup. Zillowin's, Zillowin's gonna go check some stuff out. Tanazin's kind of excited, and Julian's like really pumped. He wants to go buy a turtle, and everybody's just really excited to go see what's going on. As you walk through, oh, excuse me, as you walk through the arches, the gate to go into the city, I want you to make me a perception check. Okay. You get that same feeling again, like something is off, but you're not quite sure why.
oh, okay. Um, well, I wait for a moment when I think everybody's attention is somewhere else, and then I just casually walk towards. Um, in terms of the little town, the little festival, what sorts of things can I see?
Well, as you walk in, you see it's basically imagine a Renaissance fair where there's booths and merchants and games and there's hawkers and all sorts of little events going on. There's people telling stories, there's places to eat, things to buy, everything everywhere. It's a really big thing, and everything's decked out in shades of green and yellows and reds. There's turtles and tortoises everywhere,
Adorable,
and
adorable.
yeah, they're
Um,
like it's actually crazy. There's people that are out on the side near the beach, like looking out over the beach. You actually see there's pretty much nobody on the beach. It's almost cordoned off at the moment, and there are big mounds where you can safely assume there are clutches of turtle eggs
um,
waiting to hatch soon.
thing is that my mind is not on turtles right now, unless something changes. It's just not what I'm thinking about. I
That's fair.
would want to know. as the character, did we have foreknowledge of who would be in attendance here?
No. Really, you just kind of you know that it's a big festival. You know that it's been happening for 50 years or so, maybe even longer. But and it's a really big festival. It's There's likely some people of import that would come here. There seems to be a lot of trade, so probably some important trade people. And there's definitely a big turnout of like the Brenian Guard here as well.
Uh, right. And do I see any sign of the Blackwater crew?
No. As far as you guys know, they seem to have passed you by. Now, that could mean anything. Now, they could have docked here. So, if you're really curious, you could head down to the dock and see if the Blackwater's in the harbor.
Yes, I actually do want to know that.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of skedaddle, right?
Yeah, yeah, skedaddle when no one's looking.
Okay,
Just
so basically what happens is everybody there's like two groups kind of splitting off. One group decides they're going to head up to the Golden Shell, which is the largest inn in the city, and it's where you sign up for the best turtle competition. So Tanazin, Mandy, and Ella are going to go up there with her turtle Oliver, and then it seems like everybody else is kind of going to head out into the festival itself and check things out.
I wonder if they'll ever figure out that that's really a middle-aged halfling. Oh well. So I continue on towards the docks.
Okay, and it's a little bit of a trek because you have to kind of fight your way through people. You're not the biggest guy, you're not the strongest guy, and really, you don't you're not especially imposing either. You don't have that kind of thing where people, split the seas for you.
Hmm.
So you just kind of have to move with the flow of the crowd, and it takes a little while. People try to sell you all kinds of shit. I mean, knickknacks and
I'm probably
forks and
very disinterested.
food and all sorts of stuff. Make me another perception check, please. Okay, with an 11, you're walking down the streets and you happen to see a couple of guys in um, in black robes, and they have staves, and they're just kind of walking down, like, they have like wooden staves, not the highest quality or anything, but people do seem to be giving them a little bit of room. Um,
Hmm.
they're not the scariest looking guys, but they are, robed, cloaked,
I
hooded figures walking through a
I do
crowd.
my best to keep people between us.
Okay, and you're not very big, so it's pretty easy to just kind of blend in with a group or a family or something and just kind of walk with them as you're going, and eventually they do pass you.
Any kind of history or religion check that maybe I could do to intuit more about them?
Um, yeah, I will say you can do a religion check for me. Okay. With a 17, You're actually very surprised to learn these are some of the few religious folk left in the world. And what they are followers of Zavan, the god of man and inspiration or
R-
aspiration.
Really?
And yes,
And
and
why who? Sorry,
the
go
the reason why that's so shocking is, Zavan is basically, like all gods, Zavan is essentially dead. He did bestow his power into artifacts, which were given to who is now the god king of Ani, Jacob Claudivo.
ahead. I suddenly really want to talk to them.
But very specifically, Jacob Claudivo is he holds that power as something of a demigod, but Zavan physically built Ani himself and created the walls around it. And these Zavanite priests, they are colloquially called wallites, as the walls of Ani are some of the only magic left in the world, and they believe that it holds his essence, and as such they worship the walls. The walls are perfect, they clean themselves, they're magical in that way, they fix and clean themselves. But the wallites, which they're colloquially known as, they actually go out and they physically clean the walls as something of a method of prayer to uh and like offering to Zavan.
Okay.
So it's very rare to see them outside of the city, because outside of the city is where Zavan is not.
I feel like I'm not going to get this chance again, and I can always check the docs later. I think I want to prioritize actually talking to them.
Okay. You can get over to them. They're not moving especially fast. So if you want, you can get over to them with relative ease.
Okay.
Now they are within sight. They are within yelling distance, talking distance, if you're loud enough, because you are in something of a festival situation right now. So it is raucous. There is noise. But you say you're going to approach.
So there's two of them, right?
Yes, there's two of them. They appear to be human. Now they could be, one of them or both of them could be an elf, but they are of human size.
Okay. And I walk over to them, and when it appears no one else is really paying attention, wait a moment, just take a breath, and I look up to them, and I pull out of my jacket pocket like a little handkerchief, and I press the handkerchief between my two palms, and I attempt to use my divinity to inscribe something onto the handkerchief.
Okay. Now you have done this several times already. So you're getting the hang of inscribing things using your basically your class ability, which is a magical effect. Uh, to the point where I am not going to make you roll to use that ability. You have access to that ability with, just to use it as is, as a class effect magically now.
Cool. So I uh, gently hand over the handkerchief, and inscribed upon it in lightly glowing, very beautifully cursive written font is "Hello.
I am Professor D. Shvantz. I need you to bring me to your leader. Thank you.
And so you hand this to, we'll say, the priest on the left, and he grabs the handkerchief. And the thing is, they're not like dainty or haughty. These are people of the people. These are like these are salt of the earth kind of clericy people. And so he just grabs it
I was
from
betting
you
on that.
as something of an offering to him, and he says, "Why, thank you, sir." And he grabs it and he opens it and immediately closes it. And he says, "What is this?
Uh, a request?
Where did you find this?"
It was in my pocket.
This is, and then he like looks around a little bit and he says, "This is magic."
No, no, Sonny, it's just a trick of the light. It's just a trick of the light. And I deceive. But seriously, I
And
do need to speak to him.
he pulls his hood back and you see pointed ears. This particular man is Elvin, and he looks down at you and he goes, I remember before the gods' war." And he says these things very quietly so that really only you can hear. The other cleric is kind of looking around. He says, "I know magic when I see it."
Well, then you know what's at stake. So, can I see him?
"Yes, but you must come with us now."
Yeah, that was the idea. Let's go.
Okay, and somewhat ironically, they begin ushering you to the dock.
Oh, 2 for 1. Hey, all right.
Now, the crowd parts. It's much easier to walk with these two beside you, and you are walked directly to the docks. And if you like, make me a perception check. I know you were looking out for something specific down here. And you don't manage to see anything
Nope.
because they begin walking you towards a very large ship. And this ship is not only does it have all of the markers of an Aenean ship, but it also happens to have the markers of a royal Aenean ship.
Where's Tanizin when you need him? Wouldn't he be so happy to see these folks again?
And when they eventually take you to that ship, there is a man at the end of a gangplank, decked out, full armor, fully armed, and he looks at them and he says, "Sirs," and they say, "We must go aboard, please." He looks them up and down, then he looks at you and he says, "And this one?"
I'll have a vodka martini, please.
And they say, "We have business." He says, "Very well, sir." And he steps aside, and you are allowed on the ship. The ship is hustling and bustling. It's incredibly well made. In fact, it is made of ironwood.
Ooh.
In fact, it's very rare that you see a ship that is fully made of ironwood, and
I
this
study
one
every
is.
detail of it.
From the mast to every board on the ship that you see, everything seems to be made of ironwood. And as you walk, you feel that like thump, that the thump of the hardness of the wood with your club,
Yeah.
and they walk you over to one of the many stairwells down into the bowels of the ship, and they take you to one of the rooms at the end of a hall, and they say, "This is where you will see the high priest."
Alrighty. Thank you very much then. Pleasure doing business with you.
And the door opens, and you see a very Spartan chamber. There's really only a chair, a bed, and very few accoutrements. And there is a woman, an older woman, sitting in the chair, fully decked out in relatively plain robes, but something about her holds weight. Something about her has that feeling. And this is an older human woman. She's probably in her probably early 60s.
Okay. Well, knowing very well where I am, I hold my tongue and I just wait.
There is no one else in this room. There are no windows and only one door. The two usher you in, and when they come in, they take a knee and they say, "Madam, we brought this man. He gave us this." And they hand her the handkerchief, which the guy never gave back to you. And
It's okay. That one was a burner.
she opens it up and she looks at it. I would like you to make me an insight check. So she doesn't seem to react as she sets it down, and she looks at you in the eyes and she says, "You, where did you find this?"
Where did I find the handkerchief? Is that what you're asking me?
"It is etched with magic.
Well,
Magic has not existed for 100 years.
I'm confused by the question then. You're going to need to be more specific.
Magic has not existed for 100 years. No one has been able to cast it, no one has been able to create it. So, this handkerchief, which looks very new aside from some sweat stains, has magic etched on it, which would imply that it is over 100 years old. Where did you find it? If there is a cache, we must know."
Are you his major domo? I basically ignore the question and I just ask, are you penultimate?
Penultimate
Yeah,
implies second best.
yeah,
And
sure.
in this city among my order, there is no one who ranks higher.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, then I came to the right place.
But I must know. This is very important. Magic is very important.
Okay. Um, can I can I see it, please? Can I
Yes.
can I take it from her?
She beckons you over. You can come to her.
All right. Well, I have one
And
palm.
she's holding it out.
Okay. Okay. Then while she's holding it, I don't even remove it from her hand. I just spread it out so that it's draped across her open palm. And I just slowly press my hand against hers with the handkerchief between it, and I undo the tinkering effect, and I remove my hand.
And she turns it over and she looks at you. And she looks at you for a while. In fact, it's really only 5 or 10 seconds, but it feels like minutes go by. And then she
I got nervous. I start to shuffle a little bit. My knees wobble. I scratch behind my ears. I start to get dandruff. I'm itching. I'm sweating. Collar. So much heat around the collar. What's going on here?
you're schwitzing.
Ah,
And she looks at the two clerics and she goes, "You were wise to bring him to me. A
you were
chair,
wise to listen to me.
a chair for my guest. Bring us cool water. We have things to discuss."
That we do.
And someone brings you a chair. They bring you a glass of water and they pour one for her as well. And then she dismisses them. You are now alone in a room with her.
I have a question for you, if you will.
Very well.
Are you? Do you work directly with Jacob? And I say his full name. I can't quite remember the last name.
Claudivo.
And I address him also with his titles. I know that's what is done.
Uh, yeah, you would just call him, King Jacob Claudivo, probably. People tend
That's
to
what I
use
meant.
his full name, yeah.
Do you
And
work with him?
she says the Church of Zavan, as it is not specifically affiliated with the noble houses
Yoshi
or the
completely.
or the royal family. However, I am on occasion come to for counsel. So I do have dealings with him.
Well, say I start to have second thoughts about if I came to the right place. How do I know I can trust you?
You don't, but you did.
Yeah, I made a choice.
Now,
So, what do you want to know?
before we get deeper into this, I need to know, what is it that you came here for? What do you need?
What do I need? I need.
Why did you approach my acolytes? You could have easily gotten past them.
I will tell you what I need, and I will not make you wait for it any longer. I need to know how to destroy the Bane swords.
That would be a problem for you, wouldn't it?
It certainly is. Now you see my dilemma.
I do. And she reaches into a pocket and she pulls out a ring with a small stone affixed like a jewel. And when she pulls it out, it begins to glow. She goes, "I thought so."
Yeah.
How?
How? Oh, okay. Has she got any writing instruments? You got a
Yes.
paper, a pencil, a pen,
Yes.
drawing
She
board.
has an inkwell, a quill, and
I immediately get
some
up
paper.
and just start scribbling tons of math equations. Like I know all of them. I'm just writing math, and like paper is like flying out of it like a Xerox copy machine, and I'm just writing math for her.
Is this like random math
No,
or
no, this is the equation that Shvantz created in order to
okay?
create the simulation.
This is the God equation.
Indeed.
Okay. Now when you finish and you can't quite, even with both sides of the paper, you can't quite get everything out because it's a lot of math.
Actually, I would have held some back anyway, like a couple of key points, like like having the keys to the tank when you leave it in Afghanistan.
Right. And she and she picks through it and she reads through it, and it does seem like some of it at the very least is registering with her. And she goes, she says, I think I understand. I begin to understand, but clarification. I need clarification. What is this? What did you do?
Uh, I sort of faked it till I made it.
And when you made it, what was it that you made?
And in that moment, I look up shyly at her, and I think in my head, okay, come on out of there now.
Okay.
Whispering to my little buddy,
And it does come out.
and I let it like crawl up sit on where it likes to sit on my head.
Okay. Yep. It's up there. It gives a little chirp.
It was all for this.
A cricket.
Well, a test, a scientific test, if you will.
And the result.
Cricket god.
Well, the result is as of yet to be determined.
Why is it this color?
Um,
I've never seen an insect quite like it.
Actually, I'm not sure that Shvantz would know that, but can I roll some kind of a intelligence roll? A bug roll?
Sure.
What would I roll, my divinity, or would I roll just like a nature,
Just,
probably, right?
I would say probably Arcana or Religion.
And it's at advantage.
Yep, all intelligence checks for you are at advantage. Um so you know that it is this color because it has been infused with, it's hard to say, but essence of something greater, something probably from the astral world that is infused in its body now, that makes it what it currently is now, that physically changed its biology.
And I do my best to explain that using more math and analogies.
Okay. And she seems to follow. um she says, This is amazing. Nothing like this has been done. This is something new but old. Who are you?"
Uh, I'm I'm just a washed up professor from Galdir. Got chased out of my university for bad behavior and nothing else, and no other reason at all.
You, my friend, are anything but washed up. What you've done isn't just creation, and it's not just science, it's not math, and it's not magic. What you've done is you've created a miracle. You've created magic where there was none.
Wow. Would you write me a letter of recommendation? I could really take that back to Galdir. I got my whole job back.
But why? Why go
Uh,
back there?
that's okay. Relax. It's just a little bit of humor.
And she exhales and she says, This is this is this is big.
Yeah. So about those Bane swords. Um.
I I do know of ways to get rid of them. Um, but it is very difficult, and at least at least the ways that I know may not be useful to you.
Well, then,
I mean,
can,
in and she kind of like scratches her head a little bit and she says, things that are created can typically be destroyed in the same way that they're created. It's likely they can break these down in the lava forges of Galhadir. Um,
So you're saying once they're out and about, out in the field, that presents a much bigger problem.
it does, it does,
Well, that's a
but
much bigger problem then.
for many, it's not an issue because there is no magic, and so they cannot be used to create magic.
How about for one? And I look her right in the eye with the same look I had when I asked for the God King. Who do you think those Bane swords are for? Can
Well,
you bring me to him?
you're a you are a man of science. Yes?
Yeah, if you want to call it that, sure. Yeah.
You are more than that, obviously, because this stone is not reacting to the cricket, at least not alone. And she reaches out with the ring now on one of her fingers, and the closer it gets to you, the more it starts to like vibrate and flash and grow brighter. She goes, You have the same issue, I would assume. The thing is, I I can help. I can help you.
That's good to hear.
I can help you. But but I need to know. I need to know something. And
Okay.
if it's the case, if what I think is the case, then I may need your help.
Go on.
You see, you know about my order then, yes?
Yeah, I know a fair amount.
Then you know our general principles and the things that we hold dear, correct? We worship Zavan.
Yeah, I read all about it.
She nods and she reaches over onto the table next to her and she opens up the table, a small box on the table, and she pulls from it a monocle. It, it looks like any old, you know, glass monocle,
Yeah.
and she places it over her eyes, or over her right eye. And when she does, there's a brief shimmer over it, that you would know to be magical. And then she gasps. And when she gasps, she stands for the first time. And then she takes a step back, and the chair kind of, creaks back a little bit. and she says, this is different. This is not what I expected. How did you do this? Have you always been here? You should be dead.
I don't have the answers yet, but I'm working on it.
But I see you. I see you. What is your name?
D.
No, don't do it.
My
And
name is D.
and she
Shvantz.
Oh, okay.
she looks at you and she says, no. Epona. Which you know to be the name of the god of knowledge.
Oh, fuck. All right. Secret's out. So you found out.
I see it. This is a relatively useless, for the most part, trinket. And she taps the monocle. She says, but what it does do is it allows me to peer or peek. I can't see everything, but it allows me to see just very briefly into the astral realm. Just shadows. But I see you, the real you, standing behind, within, above. You should be dead.
Stop. I can only be so flattered. Please, that's enough. You don't really have to do that. It's as awkward.
And her face kind of tightens up and she goes, this is not flattery. You are a god. This is. The gods were all killed. The gods were all killed, but you're here. But you're here. But you're here. Which means they could all be here. They could all be here.
It means we're very, and I lean down to offer her my hand. It means we're very vulnerable right now, too. Very vulnerable.
And she takes your hand shakily in hers, and she says, no. No, you must be protected. This means it's true. It's all true. It's all true. What they said, it's all true. And you're coming back. You're coming back.
Yeah.
And that means that he could be coming back. He could be coming back. Zavan could be here. He might be here.
Listen. Don't get too excited. We don't know. We don't know yet. I don't know, and you know what that means. If I don't know,
Are there more of you? Have you met others?
no, it's just me, really.
You roll that deception check.
Roll the deception. Device, I had a quick question.
Okay.
Is this purely Shvantz's one shot right now?
This was basically this is what happened to Shvantz while everybody else was doing their jam. If you have some stuff that you wanted to do after that session that you were there, we could do a little bit of that later.
Because I missed like the
For sure.
last GodsFall, so
Yeah. Did you watch the thingy?
I did not. I'm gonna watch it today though.
Okay.
I did not.
Oh hi Mark. Oh hi Shvantz.
Okay. So yeah, we can do a little bit after this with you if you want, and we can take care of a couple of things for you as well.
Yeah, if you have the time, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she looks at you and she goes, "Oh my god,
I'll
my
get that
god,
later then.
my gods! How many?"
Oh, it's just me and the cricket, really.
No, 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 no. How many? How many have you seen? How many?
Um, uh, I've had enough math for one day. Really, really, please.
That many? Are they here?
You're just guessing at your own questions at this point, really.
I've been around long enough. I can read a face.
No, no, really, no. Oh my God, natural one.
Even even one as mm, practiced. And she says that with the question mark after that last one. As you, okay, okay, okay. She settles herself and she says, "Are any of them Zavan?"
Well, I was under the impression that Jacob, the God King, was the avatar of Zavan. I don't know any Zavan.
He is imbued his artifacts, the artifacts, and she kind of takes a breath when she says it and closes her eyes almost reverently, are imbued with the power of Zavan. But the spirit, the essence of Zavan, it must live on like you.
I am not aware of any part of Zavan returning. The only thing I knew was the armor and the bits and the pieces and jangles.
This is an auspicious day. Thank you for coming to me.
Well, I mean, if I'm being honest, I thought I was coming to someone else.
I can help you. I hold power. I know many things. I can help. I can help you.
All right, it's good to know.
In fact, I will prove myself to you now. You are the God of knowledge, and I will give you knowledge. Knowledge that you have, for you have all knowledge, but knowledge that you may not be aware of. And that is the Bane swords are deadly. They're powerful. They're awful. But these things come with a price.
If you're talking about what it takes to create them, don't bother. I already know.
No. Bane swords are brittle. And she looks at you and she reaches over and she holds up a mirror just sitting there. And the mirror itself is fairly regular. It's a standard hand mirror, just put into basically a black handle, and backing. And you notice that the mirror, it's the actual material of the handle is made of obsidian. And she says, very sharp, deadly, but brittle.
Now that is good to know.
But these things they're not so brittle that a sword could take them out, at least not a regular one. But that is what I know. They are destroyable if you find the right place. They have a weak spot. They can be shattered.
And let me ask you this. Do you know what goes into them when they are made? I lean in really close.
1,000 to make one, she says.
Moment of silence.
1,000,
So you know.
which is too much.
Mm-hmm. We cannot allow these to proliferate.
No, they shouldn't exist.
Well, in this, we are on the same page. Then I am glad to hear.
She takes a deep breath and she exhales and she sits down. She pulls her chair close and she goes, "My lord, what is it I can do for you?"
Can we take a break right there?
Sure.
That is a good moment for a quick breather.
Okay. So, my lord, I ask, what can I do for you?
All right. What you're gonna do for me is you're gonna slowly feed me information, and it's gonna be a continual thing. This is ongoing. So we find a way to communicate, and I ask questions, and you give me answers. That's one. Number two, I want to be able to come and go as I please. Capiche?
How can I stop a god?
Well, I don't know, but it seems brittle, apparently. So, what can I
Fair.
do for you?
We need to know, and as you are who you are, need to know if and when you find the god of aspiration. We need Zavan.
I'm telling you honestly, I swear to you, I thought that it was Jacob Clarivo.
Yes. And it may be, but it may not. And so, in the same effect, I need you to be on the lookout. I need you to find him.
I can see that that's very important to you. So
It is
we have.
not important to me, it is everything to me.
I put out my hand.
I am willing to do. This is more important to me than country, than anything. And she takes your hand. And she stands. She goes over to the box.
As her hands part, I leave just a light scent of rose on her palms with my divinity. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She seems to like that. She stands, she goes over to the box, and she pulls out what looks like a necklace with a small charm at the end of it. And she hands it to you. The charm at the end is the symbol of Zavan, and it is gold and silver with like silver filigree, and she gives it to you, and she says, "Wherever you go, there are children of Zavan. If you show them this, we can communicate through them, through my network."
It sounds like a plan. And so this thing is made of. Is it made of gold?
Yeah, it's like it's gold with like silver on it, and it has like so it's very simple, but it's made of fine materials.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna put that in my list. Sorry. Go on.
No, that's fine. So you know the symbol that I use for GodsFall, that like star thing?
Yes.
It's that.
Good.
That is actually the symbol of Zavan.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll be on my way.
Okay, and with that, she lets you go.
And take another look from the ship hasn't left, right?
No, it is docked.
From the deck of the ship, I look for the Blackwater.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 17. So you don't see the Blackwater, but you do see a much smaller ship with Kadarian marking,
Okay, I'm gonna give that as wide a berth as I possibly can.
which is very easy because um, as you are leaving, you notice that there is a procession moving down the center of town, and the end of the procession is flowing from this boat. And you suddenly realize, as you see him off in the distance, that you have been in the presence, or at least near the presence, of the God King. You are on his ship.
But I'm on his ship. You mean the whole time I was on his ship?
You have been on his ship the whole time. Now, you weren't in his chambers, you weren't even necessarily on the part of the ship that he was on, but you are on his ship.
It occurs to me that I need to know the woman's name who I spoke to before I leave. I try to get a name from one of the guards.
Her name is Tetra Card. So Tetrakarde.
Tetrakarde, and her
Yes.
organization is called what now?
Uh, they're the Zavanites, basically. They're the Church of Zavan.
Got it. Okay. Right. Well,
With that, you are basically ushered off of the ship, as it were, but otherwise left to your own devices. Device.
but there's only one. I need more devices. You know what?
Don't we all?
I think I'm probably starting to feel kind of hungry. So I think probably follow my nose and find some turtle soup at this point. Now he's finally starting to think of hunger.
Okay. And you have been on the ship for quite a while now, talking to this lady, kind of going over everything. Just to going over the math and the science of it probably took quite a while. The sun is beginning to set. Uh, you know, at least some of your friends are up at the Golden Shell, so you know how to find them when you're ready. And other than that, is there anything else that you would like to do? You're basically free to, free reign. But is there anything else that you would like to do at this point, eh, for the rest of your little adventure here?
Get a bowl of turtle soup and get Shager and excuse me, Dandil, and get him to chop some wood for me so I can start shipbuilding. I saw there was a contest. It looks like a lot of fun. Build your own ship, make it like a turtle. Adorable.
Okay, I'm gonna see if Shager is ready here. And as soon as he hits me up, I think he'll jump in. Okay, so Shager, you were absent for the last game.
I
So
was, yeah.
were there any things that you wanted to uh, get done while we have a minute?
Let's see. As far as I remember, we were still like at the ballroom with the princess. I was just feeding my little owl, Everick, and that's as far as I remember, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. If you need filled in, I mean, you said you're gonna watch that episode later, but there is some banter between folks. Zillowan almost fights a guy, and then the best turtle competition happens. So during that time, is there anything that you want to do?
Let's see. Maybe I would like to, spend some time with Everick. Try to figure him out. Try to figure myself out. Most importantly, maybe look for more information about, the Amblefoot. Essentially, maybe what happened to them. That sort of thing.
Well, you do know that that group that you were with was it wasn't the whole tribe. It was just a group of the people that were coming of age, and then some of the guys who were some of the like elder hunters that were like doing the trial.
Hmm.
So they're all dead, but the rest of the tribe is
Yeah.
is pretty much good to go.
Good news! Not everyone's dead.
Yeah, just some of the strongest hunters, and then most of your peers your age.
Yeah. I would just like to maybe try gathering some information. Just focus on that, and then, like I said, spend some time with Everick. See more of the festival too. What it has
Okay.
to offer behind unseen eyes.
Then give me an investigation check, and I will let you know what you find of the tribe.
All right, let's do that. A 17.
Okay. Okay, so what you find out is that there was some big commotion involving the tribe where they lost some people, some of their young people, and some of their like healthy tribesmen, which you know because you were there, and all of those people are assumed dead, yourself included. Other than that, the tribe has pretty much just moved on to wandering, so they are moving west, along with the Granta as per usual.
Jeez. Where did I learn this information from?
You learn this from a meat trader out in the festival.
Okay. Okay.
So somebody who had dealings with them, who among their turtle purveyance also has some granta meat uh, stuff and some bone, some like ware made out of bone and stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. Hmm. Let's see. I got that information down. Yeah, I would just like to spend some time with Everett. Try figuring him out because he's like a magical baby owl that like whose parents I could talk to. That was pretty bizarre. Maybe teach him how to
Okay.
speak.
So if you want to try to talk to him, make me a divinity roll. Let's see. I forget what your divinity is.
Cool. Hold on. I have that somewhere. Divinity score 8 plus proficiency plus strength.
Oh yeah, yours is based off of strength. Okay.
She. My best
Let
one
me
is Dex
let me
still, though.
double check yours real quick. Yeah, yours is strength. So if you want to roll that for me.
All right, just roll the general D8 plus 2 plus 2 strength. Okay. Bing bong boogie. We got a
Oh,
9.
you roll no, you roll a basically your proficiency bonus plus your strength and you roll a d20.
Oh, just in general D20 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your divinity score is the 8 plus. Your divinity modifier is basically a strength plus proficiency.
Okay, okay. Okay, I rolled a 15, just a general 18, so that would be what, like.
Okay, that actually is good.
This
And
is without modifiers, by the way.
yes, that
Okay.
is good. And you are just trying to chat at him and trying to figure him out and trying to you're playing with him and seeing what you guys can do. He's just a little baby guy.
What makes
And
you tick, little thing?
and he looks up at you when you ask that and he says, "Food."
Whoa,
And
he can talk.
and it's not so much that he can talk. You know that he's not like speaking. If somebody else were to listen, they wouldn't hear what he had to say. But you understand what he's saying.
I'm trying to get. Yeah, I'm like essentially getting the gist of like not everyone can hear like these animals that I'm talking to at this point,
Right.
and I'm maybe not that crazy, but I would probably need to make another investigation roll on that. Am I crazy?
And see, the thing is, like, you've noticed not only that, but you've also noticed that uh, animals in general just kind of are cool with you. Like as you're walking through the Turtle Fest, um, all the turtles that are wandering around, they all just like come up to you and they kind of give you a little nuzzle on the leg and stuff. They all seem to be really friendly with you.
Wow, these turtles are cool. Would I have like a moment with Julian Bashir's turtle before the race by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, you've been around him the whole time.
Yeah, okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Like, hey, little guy, can you like run super fast for my friend here? He'll treat you super good.
Okay. So why don't you roll me a charisma check
Just straight up
or
charisma?
or like a persuasion check?
Okay, okay. Um, either one should be good. Okay. Roll persuasion. An 8.
And his turtle is a prissy bitch. So so when you ask her that, she like does the turtle equivalent of like shrugging, like I'll think about it. You get the sense that she's like, oh, maybe he seems all right. He's feeding me okay, and he's not being a douche. Like,
Wow, some turtles apparently really have attitudes. I never knew this.
Oh, this fucking one definitely does. She is a prissy, prissy, prissy bitch.
Damn, that is
So,
crazy.
in fact, to the point where she almost reminds you of Julia.
A match made in heaven, I'm sure.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much how the day goes. You find that it's very easy for you to mess with. But she definitely takes your suggestion, by the way.
Okay.
And you definitely get the sense that she will take your suggestion under advisement, and it's very likely that she will do that. um and as it turns out, she won the competition, so maybe you were the reason that happened.
Oh shoot, persuasion of 8 actually managed to do it. Let's go.
so so in the actual session, she did win the competition. So she came in first, Oliver came in second, and then a fucking random hillbilly guy got third.
Random hillbilly dude.
Yeah, and his like big old tortoise, and then they got drunk together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Besides that, yeah, I suppose I'll just like wander around until like I meet up with everyone else, just like enjoying myself. I'll probably spend like another
Okay.
silver or two just like, getting various foods and shoving them in my gullet as well as Everett's. So I'll just like subtract 2 silver from myself.
Okay. Now, um, Snosh had a bit of a proposition for you. And,
Er,
and so I'll let him take it away, but we'll do it in character. As you're wandering around, you happen to run across the good professor who nobody has seen all day.
Oh, I was just standing
And
here getting some soup. Oh,
yeah,
with
and
some soup.
he's eating a big, the sun is getting low, and he's over at one of these nice stalls eating a big old bowl of turtle soup,
It's
chopping it up with two old ladies.
very large, too very old. I mean, you know, there are no spring chickens, but hey.
Wait, is it the same old lady that I was talking to?
Yeah, it's those two like sisters that run that stall, and
Okay.
one of them makes little knickknacks, and the other one makes the soup.
Babushka style, let's go.
Hey, Dandil, hey, we got a seat. Pull up a seat, kid.
Hey, Professor Shvantz.
Hey.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while. Where have you been?
Oh, I just I got lost as soon as we came inside. That's it. That's
Oh, okay. Well, I'm very glad I meet you. Like, oh, wait, okay, deception. I'm gonna roll insight on that just in case. How wise am I? 22. Professor, what have you been exactly doing?
What? Just eating my soup and talking to these lovely ladies right here. Am I right, ladies?
Oh, and they're some nonsense asshole ladies. So they're fucking like super into your flattery, and they're,
Awesome.
oh, this is
See,
such a nice young man and so handsome as well.
uh,
If you say so, Professor.
yeah. So come eat your food. Come eat your food, and then we have something to discuss actually.
Oh, all right. I'm listening.
Yeah. All right. I guess we can talk about it now. All right, look. There's this contest at this Turtle Fest, you see,
Yeah.
and it involves a boat race, and I need your help. It's very very important.
Boat racing.
Yeah. I need you
Ah,
to come out to the edge of the forest with me and cut down a little tree or a couple, maybe a couple trees. We got to build a boat.
And
And
as he's talking, you hear that chirp, the cricket chirp.
what?
And if you recall, uh, Dandil, the cricket was with you,
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
right? And it's just sitting on your head. And it's at this moment, Shvantz, that you notice that the cricket is sitting on his head.
hey, well, I was wondering where he got off to.
Oh, is he yours?
Maybe I'm his. I'm not quite sure, really.
What do you mean by that?
And then you hear another chirp, and the cricket comes out from inside of your shirt.
Another trip. Wait, did that thing just
Shvantz.
make babies in my head?
Shvantz, the cricket that's been with you all day comes out of your shirt.
Oh, it's a second cricket.
It seems to be the same cricket.
Oh
I'm
no, it laid eggs in my head.
confused.
Oh, cool, you have more than one cricket.
Uh, I uh uh I study the second cricket. Is it the same color? Is it?
It's not only the same color, it appears to be exactly the same. I mean, identical. It has every marking, the same color, the same everything.
As far as I remember, those things are like silver, right? The silver cricket stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're hard like stone or metal.
Now that I was not expecting.
Yeah, these things are very cool. I've never seen a silver cricket before. Where'd you get them?
Well, just he was outside my door. I went and picked him up, and he's been with me ever since.
Huh. He's got some heft to him too. Almost like he's made out of metal or something. I'll
Yeah,
give it like a little
I
tap.
don't know. I don't know
Ding,
what
ding, ding.
that's about.
Well, anyway, tell me more about this boat stuff, because I'm not entirely sure if I'm good with boats, but I'm sure I can help if you want.
Yeah, I need someone with a good strong back to chop some wood, and then we're gonna make a boat.
Okay. Let me see what I have on me. I have this short sword and I have this dagger. I don't
And
necessarily
well,
have an axe.
remember, all of your weapons are in the crates outside of the
Ah,
village.
Never
damn.
mind. I have nothing on me, Professor Schwantz.
That's right.
And it's at this point that one of the old ladies, the one that's like carving knickknacks, and she goes, "Oh, you don't need to cut things down, boys.
What do you mean?
Well, if it's the boat race that you're interested in, all the materials are there on the beach.
So we can just take it?
Well, that makes it much simpler.
All
It's
right.
it's provided. See, the object of the race is you make your best turtle boat, you see, and you decorate it and you make it nice, and you race towards the falls.
Well,
And
sure,
you
let's
see
do.
there's like a little bit of a river that comes out of this like bay area. And remember how I said there was that it kind of cascaded down into like a path? Well, this races over to that, and there's a little like waterfall area that goes down towards that path from up here.
So wait, are we making a boat in the shape of a turtle, or are we making a boat for turtles?
Wait. I want to know more about this waterfall. Hold on. I did not know about this. What?
So it's a test of courage, you see. The best boat goes out, and you race, and whoever gets closest to the waterfall wins.
Gets closest. What do you mean gets closest? What?
It's whoever gets the closest to the waterfall. Now, you can push them off of their boat, and if they go in the water, then they're out.
Oh, we used to play the same thing with my friends back when we were wandering and following the Granta. Whoever got closest to the Granta without getting scared when we were young was the bravest.
I know exactly the water boy to put in the boat to do this race.
All right, let's do it then.
All right, let's go build this thing. We got some stuff to talk about.
Okay, so you guys go down to the beach after you finish your meal, and there are basically you can build the boat beforehand, and when the race starts, which we can do that at a later point because it seems like you want to include somebody else.
Oh yeah, I mean, I want to put the chill kid in the boat.
You want to put
in it.
you want to put the fucking god of the ocean in the boat race on the ocean. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just gonna build it.
Get on the boat.
So, two things. One, you have to be on the boat. Everybody who is taking place in the race has to be on the boat, even if you're just a builder.
Oh shit! How many?
Okay. That is up to you. Now you could build a boat that fits 1,000,000 people,
Okay.
or you could build a boat that's basically just a fucking canoe and fits like 1 or 2 people. But it has to be paddle powered, and that's pretty much the rules. So there is a rule of cool aspect. There's a secondary prize given to the best boat. You can destroy anybody's boat. You can push people off. You can fight with them with the oars and that kind of stuff and knock them into the water. And basically, now you know all of the rules of the race.
All right, so we got to make it fit 6.
6 people.
Gotta make
All
it
right.
fit 6. That's where we got to get to work. So
Oh boy. All
And
right.
it does seem like most of the boats are between 2 and 4 people. There are some bigger ones like that, but most of them are around 2 to 4.
Well, I saw. How do we start this? Yeah, I got no clue how to do this.
no problem. I absolutely get to work on. First thing I'm gonna do is draw some blueprints. Start designing.
Okay. And this is what you do. So, what I'm going to have you do is make me a straight intelligence roll to design a quality blueprint. And then I will have you guys make me a couple of like craft rolls, and they do have tools and equipment provided, and there's no like nails and such per se, so you may have to figure that out. But other than that, there's plenty of driftwood, lots of seaweed, there's rope, there's all sorts of shit.
I'll start gathering stuff then, I suppose.
Yeah. Good. Get even the bark. Even the bark is useful. Get that
The
too.
bark. All right. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of it.
So you make me an intelligence roll, Shvantz, and I want Dandil to make me an investigation check.
Of
You
8.
can make me 2 of them. Remember, all intelligence rolls are at advantage for you.
It's
At advantage.
on the thing. Technically, it said skills. I don't want to quibble about that. I just understood that as skills, not checks.
Well, I am gonna say that it is intelligence. It is checks that involve intelligence.
Okay. And in that case, I had a high of 14.
Okay,
I
so
got
you make some.
13.
Is that total or is that just the roll?
Up for me.
Okay. And so you make some pretty good blueprints. It's not your finest work, but they're serviceable. Dandil comes back with a massive stack of tree bark and a few logs.
Good, good, good. Excellent.
All right.
Now go get some more.
More? Okay, more. Oh yeah, sure.
Wait. Take the little bird with you. Wait,
Little
are
bird?
you already carrying him?
Um.
Uh,
Yes.
he's currently face down in the sand with his head turned to the side, knocked the fuck out because he just ate a bunch of food.
I
Adorable.
think he's sleeping right now.
Okay, you leave him there. That's fine. I'll stay with him.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Yeah. I'll go get more. So I make another investigation roll.
Yeah.
Okay. I, okay. Luckily, with advantage, 19. Let's go.
Okay. So, well, advantage is for Shvantz,
Oh shit.
because he's the god of knowledge.
Never mind. I got
But
a 4 then.
oh shit. So he comes back with a few more logs and he's like, and it's so as you're out there, you keep looking for stuff, and every time you find something really good, you're like, yes, there it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. A big ass pile of rope, and then like another group comes and gets it right before you, like because they saw it first.
Oh no, my short legs! I can only run so far.
So so you come back with a few more planks and a couple logs.
Yeah, sorry, Professor. There wasn't much to go around. All the other people took it.
Oh, it's all right.
I
It's all
wasn't
right.
fast enough.
Well, let's just take a break and give it a little time to grow. Some more will grow, and that's okay. I actually got something really important for you now. Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. I just had this idea. Like when we were on the herb yacht, you noticed you was at the classes that I was teaching.
Well, I try to
Well,
be, but I had to work apparently
well,
because I wasn't a paying customer.
saw you at some of them when I was teaching arithmetic. So, I noticed you're curious. You're trying to learn, right?
Yeah, I
Trying to learn.
suppose, yeah.
All right. Well, I noticed you have a kind of that bond with the owl. Can you tell me more about that?
Um, well, this is a long story. Do we have the time for it right now?
Um, More like what's what's different about your owl that something
He's
new, something changed about it, right?
um he's very hungry all the time, and he
Yeah.
sleeps a lot.
And you know this about him because you're always with him, right? Right.
Yeah.
Has he said anything strange lately?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm crazy or not, but I think he said food once.
Yeah, that tracks. All right.
I
I
think he's
want you
just very gluttonous.
see right now he's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to try something.
Okay.
I want you to sneak up on him. And this whole time I'm like still like designing off to the side, but I'm like looking over. I want you to sneak up to him really quietly.
Right.
I want you to place your hand on his back gently, gently.
Okay. Okay.
Then I want you to close your eyes
Close my eyes.
and listen to his heartbeat and tell me what
Why?
you hear.
I'll probably hear a heartbeat. I don't know. That's just me.
No, do it. Just listen.
It's weird, but all right, I'll do
Try
it.
it, try it.
Okay, sure.
Okay. You can roll your divinity.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll it. Roll the divinity. Oh, another 15. Base 15.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. You feel contentment. You feel that he's happy with you, and
Oh.
you also feel like some of the gristle and bone and such of the things that he's eaten have mix themselves into a little ball in its gut, and it is about to wake up and puke it out.
Okay. Professor, I think
Because
he
that's
has a
what owls
tummy.
do.
Slap him on the back and make him lean forward.
Is that what I did? Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I try to pick up
So,
Eric and I try to do the thing.
so you basically burp him, and so when owls like eat a mouse or something, they digest all the stuff that they're going to use, and then all the bone and bullshit and hair and all that stuff just forms a little ball. And so basically he's doing that with the junk part of all the food that you give him, and he just lets a little ball of refuse out.
So what did you learn?
Um, I learned that owls have tummy aches. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. He looked very happy though, I suppose. But did you want anything that what came out of him? Is that what's up?
No, I want you to go get more wood.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Eric. I gotta go get more wood.
Damn, Professor.
Ich will get more wood.
I bring out my wood carver tools and I start making preparations on the boat pieces. I am trying to design a boat for 6.
Okay.
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna vision
you're
it.
using a planer over there.
Oh, what?
Oh, the planer is that thing that you slide. Jesus Christ, this man can't investigate for shit. Again, you find a couple of planks and you find a small amount of rope.
Okay. I don't think there's any more, Professor. I think this is about it.
All right. We'll have to make it work.
Okay. What do we do now?
Uh, Here, I start teaching him how to like saw wood.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
so at this point, you guys have basically enough to create your boat. It's going to be a little shaky because you don't have all of the really good stuff. But what do you want it to look like?
Like a broke ass, like janky, scarred up turtle.
Okay, and so that is what it looks like. Um, Go ahead and roll me a crafting roll.
What does that look like?
So
Is that
use
just
tools.
proficiency?
So basically,
It's
uh,
proficiency bonus plus what?
yeah, we'll say dex, and then we'll say 2 for the tools.
Since I'm helping him, does he get it like advantage or something?
Sure.
I'm still not clear what to roll. Dex is just a +1, so I could just roll that
So
and then add 2.
proficiency plus dex plus 2.
So just roll up straight up dex, add the 2. Okay, and since you have advantage, you can roll again.
So I rolled twice, add 2 to. Did I just roll 11 twice?
Did you?
Yeah, I just rolled.
Yeah.
Looks like I just rolled 11 twice, but it's a +2, so it's 2 13s.
It's actually 2 15s because
Oh.
remember it's plus your proficiency, which I think
Yeah.
is So
Yeah, that would.
so okay, so you actually make a pretty decent, sturdy boat, which is surprising with the amount of crap that you have to work with. And you guys managed to get a decent boat that looks like kind of a shitty turtle. You make a little shell out of tree bark that you sit in, and it almost acts as a little shield to prevent people from poking you with sticks as well.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna enter the contest.
Do we get like some experience with woodworking tools or something?
Uh, yeah. I mean, it takes a while to get. He's proficient in crafting tools already, but you can take we'll say like a few hours of time, and he can kind of teach you how to use these tools as you go along as well.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Working with wood is kind of fun. You think you can teach me some of this sometime?
Oh, yeah, of course. Anytime you like.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And so the only thing left is to go find Zillowen and the others and see if they're interested in joining you guys on your little boat excursion. And I think that's probably where we'll leave it, with you guys heading over to do that.
Sounds good.
Yay. We did the
Okay.
thing.
We did it. We had a little mini adventure.
Yeah, you
Yay.
did. You
Yay,
did.
mini
And we went
adventure.
to 9:30, which is pretty good. So I think we'll call it there. And I appreciate you guys for coming and playing and everything. I had fun.
All right. So when is the next session? Next week or something, right?
So it'll be a few weeks. So we won't be playing next week, which is Avernus, but we'll be playing the week after,
Oh, okay.
which will be Gritz's
Gritz's
game,
game.
and then the week after that we'll play my gaming.